During this year's Beidaihe meeting of the Chinese Communist Party, various rumors have been intensively circulating online. The latest rumor is that a military coup occurred in Beijing, forcing Xi Jinping to resign from his position as General Secretary and Chairman while he was at the meeting. Another rumor is that a temporary leadership group has been formed. Xi's works are being pulled from the shelves, and the CCP urgently dispatched the 82nd Army to Beijing, all of which seem to suggest that a storm is brewing. Now the rumors of Xi losing power are spreading not only within China, but also to Taiwan and Japan. Is this merely a rumor or a prediction? At 71 years old, Xi Jinping holds three key positions: General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, and Chairman of China. With his advancing age, health issues have become a focal point of external attention. According to Chinese dissident and former Guilin TV reporter Zhongnanhai, who posted on social media X on August 15th, sources inside China claim that Xi Jinping did not faint at the third plenary session as previously rumored, but rather collapsed in the leaders' lounge at noon on August 6th and was rushed to the wartime medical center in Xishan for emergency treatment. It is claimed that he is still unable to handle state affairs. There is currently a leadership vacuum in Beijing, and it is said that the CCP is attempting to establish a new leader at the Beidaihe meeting to replace Xi. Feels like the period after Mao Zedong's death as another critical and fragile moment for the CCP's approaches. Zhang followed up with another post, saying the latest information from inside China indicates that Xi Jinping is seriously ill and unable to govern. The CCP's leadership is in chaos. Premier Li Qiang is more relaxed, while the secretary of the CCP, Cai Qi, is fearful. At the Beidaihe meeting, former leaders such as Zheng Qinghong, Zhu Rongji, Hu Jintao, and Wen Jiabo are taking the lead in an attempt to decide on Xi's successor. The Beidaihe meeting, or the CCP's Summer Summit, is held annually in a resort town in Hebei province, near Beijing. These meetings include former members of the Politburo Standing Committee as well as current top CCP leaders, who come together to discuss major party issues. The meetings involve policy decisions and high-level personnel arrangements. Though informal in structure, the outcomes of these meetings have far-reaching impacts and draw significant external attention. During this year's meeting, as usual, the top CCP leaders collectively disappeared from public view. Observers have noted that Xi has not been seen in public since July 29th, when he met with the visiting president of East Timor, Jose Ramos Horta, and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni in Beijing. A recent flurry of rumors suggested that Xi's power is being bypassed. The son of Yang Yong, a key general of the CCP, Yang Xiaoping, posted on his WeChat under the name Wen Jiashi, hinting that Xi has stepped down and that China is about to undergo significant changes. On August 9th, this WeChat post went viral on the X platform. A screenshot of the WeChat post reads, "This month, there will be domestic news more shocking than the Olympics, more significant than the Russia-Ukraine war, more intense than the Israel-Hamas conflict, and more consequential than the situations in Venezuela and Bangladesh. It will be a signal of an unprecedented major upheaval in a century." Then, he added, "Just wait for that explosion." However, the message did not reveal any specific details. The YouTube channel Hi Pi News Show noted that Yang Xiaoping's special background and, at an age of 80, combined with his awareness of WeChat monitoring, makes his decision to post such a message during the Beidaihe meeting highly unusual. The program suggested that during the third plenary session held in July, certain matters were already known, and many plans had been made, with the Beidaihe meeting concluding the results. The program also mentioned that the third plenary session was delayed by almost a year because last year, retired CCP leaders and military demanded Xi hand over economic control to Li Keqiang, but after Xi refused, Li suddenly died while swimming in Shanghai. On August 7, former Chinese journalist Zhao Lanjian posted on X, hinting that something had happened to Xi. He said, "The person who gave me this information is someone special. This is a hint from Beijing's top elite. Something is definitely going on. And it started when Xi Jinping had a stroke. Everyone, stay tuned for the drama." Zhao emphasized that he was the first to publicly announce Xi Jinping's health issues. On August 8th, Zhao posted on X again, revealing information from within the Chinese military, stating that Xi Jinping's portrait had been removed from propaganda billboards about the military obeying the party in retired military compounds, indicating that the wind within the CCP has shifted and that a major change is coming. One theory suggests that the vice president of the Central Military Commission, Zhang Youxia, and Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang, motivated by personal interests, took control of Xi during his illness. The plan is to convene the fourth plenary session by August 19th at the latest, where Xi would be allowed to retain a ceremonial position as chairman, while Zhang would take over as chairman of the Central Military Commission and Ding would serve as acting general secretary with the intention of handing over power to Hu Chunhua later. When former General Secretary Hu Jintao was in power, Hu Chunhua was officially designated as Xi Jinping's successor. Hu previously served as secretary of the Guangdong Provincial Committee and as vice premier of the State Council. However, at the 20th Party Congress on October 2022, the 59-year-old Hu Chunhua did not enter the Politburo, and a few months later, during the two sessions in 2023, he stepped down as vice premier of the State Council and took on the role of vice chairman of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. Nevertheless, at the third plenary session, he was surprisingly seated next to Xi Jinping, despite having been distanced from the center of power. Former Premier Li Keqiang, who belonged to the same faction as Hu Chunhua, died of a heart attack while swimming at Dongjiao State Guest House in Shanghai on October 2023, which triggered heated discussion online. Rumors surfaced suggesting that Li may have been under house arrest there or even poisoned. Following Li's sudden death, reports from within Chinese military indicated that it had greatly boosted the morale of the anti-Xi faction. Now, there is already a candidate ready to succeed Xi, and Xi needs to step down quickly for that person to ascend to power. However, the identity of this successor has not yet been disclosed. At the time, analysts pointed out that in order for the anti-Xi faction to reach broader consensus and amass greater influence, they needed to find a figure who could be accepted by all factions, with Hu Chunhua likely becoming a key player for the anti-Xi group. Chief economist IAI Capital Wealth Management Wu Jialong wrote on Facebook on August 10th that based on information from various sources, it can now be said that Xi will step down due to health reasons, or at the very least, he will lose his grip on power. This time, it's no longer about retreating in order to advance or drawing out his opponents. Xi's situation seems to be confirmed. Wu Jialong explained that when a dictator dies or is no longer able to perform his duties, the news is usually concealed until the succession is settled. The CCP has now entered a period of power transition. The person likely to succeed as the party's general secretary appears to be Hu Chunhua from CCP's Youth League faction, with Ding Xuexiang serving as acting general secretary during the transition. The latest rumors also include reports of recent unusual movements within the military leadership, as well as suggestions of a military coup in Beijing, all of which point to an eerie atmosphere in Beijing's political scene. On August 13th, former CCP naval commander Colonel Yao Cheng posted on social media, stating that just before Beidaihe meeting was about to end, troops entered Beijing at night. These troops were likely from the 82nd Group Army based in Baoding, Hebei, with some people claiming to have seen them firsthand. There have also been movements of 3 commanders across the 5 major theater commanders of the People's Liberation Army recently, which has also been interpreted as a sign of possible chaos within the CCP. There have been a series of subtle changes in the CCP's propaganda and policies, such as a 75% reduction in the coverage of Xi Jinping in mainstream Chinese media, with reports referring to him as the General Secretary rather than by name. The People's Daily reported that the Beidaihe meeting ended on August 9th. However, as of August 15th, all 7 members of the CCP Politburo Standing Committee remain out of public view, fueling widespread speculation. On August 12th, it was reported online in China that the Beijing subway line 1 and 2 were completely shut down, and suburban railway services were suspended. Entry to Tiananmen Square required reservations, further fueling speculation about Xi Jinping's health and stability of his position. On August 14th, a person posted on X claiming that roads and expressways leading to Beijing were closed, with no indication of when they would reopen. All these signs seem to suggest that something significant has indeed happened within Beijing's top leadership, with instability in Zhongnanhai. These rumors also reflect the widespread anticipation among many that something could happen to Xi, possibly bringing an end to his more than decade-long political reign of intense control. However, the power structure and operations of the CCP's authoritarian regime are highly concealed, making it difficult to find factual evidence to prove whether the rumors are true or not. The future developments remain unpredictable. Will Xi Jinping be forced to step down, or will he seek redemption under the collective leadership pressure? In any case, the power struggle is ongoing, and the outcome of this year's Beidaihe meeting will inevitably influence the future trajectory of China. During the Beidaihe meeting, Renmin University former political science department head Leng Jiepu issued an open letter urging the CCP to voluntarily step down and calling on the 2 vice-chairmen of the Central Military Commissions, Zhang Youxia and He Weidong, to support the establishment of a Federal Republic of China. Leng's open letter stated that the current situation looks unfavorable for the CCP. He suggested that there are 2 possible outcomes for the party: being overthrown or voluntarily withdrawn. He also mentioned that, according to WeChat sources, Xi Jinping is seriously ill and unable to work, with Zhang and He taking charge of the entire party, government, and military operations. So, he urged both men to offer their support. As these rumors swirl, the CCP military newspaper published an article on August 10th revealing that the Central Military Commission recently organized and distributed the Democratic Centralism Handbook to the entire military, emphasizing that all levels of the military party organizations must implement democratic centralism. Commentator Zhou Xiahui wrote that this is a major development. Although the CCP occasionally mentions democratic centralism, everyone understands that in reality, Xi has been concentrating as much power as possible in his hands. Meanwhile, the other 6 standing committee members have essentially become figureheads. At the same time, China's economy is rapidly and irreversibly deteriorating. People's livelihoods are worsening. The country's finances are on the verge of bankruptcy. Public discontent is boiling over, and officials are doing the bare minimum, and the full-blown social crisis is imminent. This indicates that the military's newspaper has pointed fingers at Xi's autocratic rule over the country and the party. Zhou believes that the military's sudden emphasis on learning democratic centralism and opposing the party's top leader's dictatorship signals a major crisis. Who gave this order? Rumors of turmoil at the highest levels in Beijing are not baseless. However, according to Reuters, Vietnam's General Secretary and President To Lam is scheduled to pay a state visit to China from August 18th to 20th and will meet with Xi Jinping. Fujian Prime Minister Siddhavini Rabuka arrived in China on August 12th for a 10-day visit, with reports suggesting that he is also expected to meet with Xi. If these reports are accurate, Xi, who hasn't been publicly seen since July 29th, could make 2 public appearances within this week. This will offer the Chinese government an opportunity to respond to the related rumors, and both meetings have drawn wide attention. Additionally, on August 14th, CCTV continued to broadcast a segment on Xi's reply to environmental volunteers in Hubei, and the topic remained at the top of Weibo's trending searches. This suggests, on the other hand, that rumors of Xi's instability may remain nothing more than rumors. Japanese senior journalist Akio Yata analyzed on X that Xi Jinping would soon reappear. Based on an analysis from the Vietnamese perspective, Vietnam's previous General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong recently passed away, and his successor To Lam, who lacks a strong reputation with the party, made China his first stop for an official visit. If Vietnam was not certain of being able to meet Xi, it would not send its new General Secretary. If the new Vietnamese General Secretary arrives in Beijing and does not meet Xi, it would be tantamount to diplomatic humiliation on his first trip, making it difficult to explain back home. So China must have provided a firm assurance. From Akio Yatai's experience in covering communist states, Xi will definitely make an appearance when To Lam arrives in Beijing. However, if there is truly nothing wrong with Xi Jinping, why are so many rumors spreading? Akio Yatai believes that Xi's authority has indeed been challenged to some extent. Recently, China has faced economic, political, and diplomatic challenges and deadly flooding. In recent times, emperors would issue self-critical etiquettes when such disasters occurred. So perhaps, either due to Xi himself or others within the party, the intensity of propaganda around Xi has decreased. And this change is indeed real. Regarding China's current state, Akio Yaita believes that the situation will continue for a while. While there may not be any anti-Xi faction within the party, at the very least, there are those who do not want Xi involved in economic matters. While they are gaining strength, they are not yet strong enough to completely counterbalance the pro-Xi forces. When will the Xi factor be restored, or when will the internal party struggle yield results? The biggest variable in China's diplomacy is the US presidential election. Whether Trump or Kamala Harris wins will have a significant impact on China's foreign policy. The CCP is also waiting for the outcome of the US election before making new moves. Akio Yaita believes that all factors within the CCP will lie low until November. After the dust settles in the US election, the CCP's internal power struggle may escalate again. During Xi's 12 years in power, he has built a solid power base, and at the same time, his personal health has become a significant political risk. If a power vacuum emerges, it could trigger severe political turmoil. On August 15th, Taiwan's Liberty Times published a commentary by a writer named Si, stating that if Xi steps down due to health reasons, it would represent a major shift on China's political stage. Since taking office, Xi has consolidated power through anti-corruption campaigns and political purges, successfully dismantling the collective leadership structure designed by Deng Xiaoping. Today, China is highly dependent on Xi's personal leadership. If he were to suddenly step down, it would not only create a power vacuum, but also likely intensify internal power struggles within the party. The resulting political instability in China would have far-reaching consequences, especially impacting China's economic policies, foreign relations, and social stability. Si noted that the focus of attention is now on Xi's potential successor. Among those mentioned in the rumors are Hu Chunhua and Ding Xuexiang. Hu Chunhua was once considered Hu Jintao's chosen successor, a candidate relatively acceptable to all factions. However, after Xi came to power, Hu did not make it into the Politburo Standing Committee, dimming his political prospects. In contrast, Ding Xuexiang, a close confidant of Xi, has long been seen as a front-runner for succession. However, if Xi were to suddenly step down, it remains uncertain whether Ding could smoothly assume power.